Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This guy called Zelensky, or named Zelensky, really wants, for obvious reasons, to replace the military, the top brass of the Ukrainian military, with people loyal to him only. You might say, well, it's normal. No, it's not really normal, because the army of a country is not loyal to the president. An army of a country is loyal to the constitution, to the nation. Okay, so defend the nation in the constitution framework. They are to defend the country, not Zelensky. So the military of a country is not the president's private bodyguard unit. Well, this mini dictator, Zelensky, does exactly that. He wants to fire Zaluzhny and the top brass, well, the first echelon. He got the third, he's trying right now, he's in a popularity and human interaction tour, Zelensky, and on the front line. And the media is working overtime in order to give us the new Zelensky, compassionate, thankful, giving the military awards. He doesn't give a fuck them anyway, and all that is not from him. All that for popularity contest against Zaluzhny. And in the meantime, while he's doing this, the newspaper are feeding the population with. He thought about dismissing Zaluzhny. He talks about firing more top brass, military brass. He's talking about reshaping the direction of this. They're doing this in the meantime. They're preparing. It's like you marinate a steak or something. You marinate it before you put it on the grill to eat it. So here you have Zelensky marinating the situation, after which he's going to say, you're fired. We'll see if those guys were going to listen. That's the whole point. We'll see if they will listen to Zelensky. But if Zelensky goes beneath, it's like right now, I'm very well sitting on this chair. But if the chair decides to just break, I'm not going to be sitting on a chair, even though in reality, I'm in charge of the chair. I'm in charge. I tell the fucking chair what to do. But if the chair decides to break, I'm not going to sit on the chair anymore. So same is with Zaluzhny and the top brass, the guys on top. If the second or the third echelon in the military structure they don't listen to the guys on charge, they are zero. It's me on the chair. The chair leaves. I'm without a chair. Just collapses. So the same thing, this could have been studied about Trump in his presidency. He was in charge, but the guys underneath him, the secretaries of the departments, were not his people. They were the guys that he appointed, being referred by this guy, being referred by that guy, including his daughter and the other imbecile, what's his name, Jared Kushner. Those guys, senior Middle East advisor, Kushner, just because he was Havana Gila, what the hell? But they're garbage, certain things that Trump said, what the hell? If at least they were good, but they were not. So nevertheless, the second echelon is going to be decapitated. I think in this case, they tried to say, okay, you're fired. How will they react? Probably say, you're fired. And say, hey, nobody, they're going to get arrested by the orders of the second or third echelon who's going to move. The people around are not going to listen to Zaluzhny. That's the way you do it. You'll see. This is the only way, unless Zaluzhny is promised something from the West, or maybe just has a helicopter accident, or maybe the Russians poison him, or has a heart attack, or maybe he tries to fly and he just can't from, a 10-story high building, or maybe have a little mini stroke after he drinks something like Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And what's the other guy's name? In the First World War. The only one that comes, Lloyd Austin. Jesus Christ. Oh man, what's his name, man? The guy that liked a specific movie played over and over at the White House. What's his name, man? The president, Jesus Christ. Johnson, is it John? What the? No, Jesus Christ. It's a weasel, I know him. Jesus Christ. Woodrow Wilson. My God, sometimes I'm trying to think ahead of things and like, I can remember the shit like the Democrat, right? Anyway, so let's look at this article coming from Russia Today telling us about the possible firing of the top brass. Russia Today, 5th of February 2024. Zelensky to fire more top military brass, media. Together with General Valery Zaluzhny, the Ukrainian leader allegedly plans Ukrainian leader? Why do you call him? I mean, you are Russians. Why do you call him Ukrainian leader? Plans, probably don't want to upset someone. We know exactly whom. Plans to let go of Chief of the General Staff Sergei Shpatala. Right there. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, again, second time, is reportedly considering letting go not only of Armed Forces Commander-in-Chief Valery Zaluzhny, but also of the Chief of the General Staff, according to the news outlet Ukrainska Pravda. These guys are Zelensky's guys, just so you know. The report comes after Zelensky admitted last week that he intends to fire the top commander of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and said, "Fuck you, you can't fire me, I fire you." Now, rejected the assessment of stalemate, but then he says yesterday, yes, it's a stalemate. In an interview with Italy's Rai TJ1 news channel on Sunday, Zelensky announced that he is planning a serious overhaul of the country's leadership. Why don't you start with you? Who's going to fire you? Only the people because you're elected? Well, you canceled elections. So you're going to be perpetual leader of Ukraine, you, the Ukrainian. So you see, he can fire these guys, but he's not going to fire himself. Only the people. I have, the legitimacy of the people. So did Viktor Yanuchenko, whatever, Yanushenko, wasn't he? The one that was deposed. Anyway, citing sources within the Ukrainian government, Ukrainska Pravda reported on Monday that Zaluzhny may indeed not be the only one getting canned amid Zelensky's purge, and suggested that Sergei Shpatala, from Shaptala, who currently serves as the chief of the general staff, will also be leaving his position as early this week. Probably going to start slow. We'll see if Zaluzhny will agree with that. If Zelensky tries to fire Shaptala and Zaluzhny said no, then we know what's coming for Zaluzhny. And I'm quoting, "The fate of everyone else has not yet been decided," the source told the outlet. Rumors of Shaptala's resignation. Resignation is when I resign. I resign, man. I leave. That's it. See you never. No, you're fired. You gotta go. There's two different things. When I extract myself from a situation, where someone else extracts me from the situation. In this case, Shaptala will be extracted, not extracts himself. Know what I mean? Gonna be kicked out, punched out. Rumors of Shaptala's resignation appear to be partially confirmed by a post from Zaluzhny, who posted a picture with his colleague on Monday, the one that I showed you over there, and told him on his birthday something. Right here, these are the two. Both of them were blue eyes, kind of blonde hair. Look Ukrainians to me, like Zelensky. Look over there, he's like a freaking Shobolan, like there. He reminds me of a guy that I don't like. Probably that's why I have a kind of a visual displeasure for him. A guy that used to be one of my best friends, actually. Looks very similar with this guy. But anyway, what can you do? Those things play a role. So rumors, Zaluzhny, who posted a picture with his colleague on Monday, wishing him a happy birthday and writing, "It will still be difficult for us, but we will never be ashamed." Oh my. As for Zaluzhny himself, it is currently unclear when he will leave his post, if, and what position he may take in the future. 6 feet under? According to multiple media reports, he was set to be dismissed, not he resigns, last week. However, after the information about his firing was leaked to the press, Zelensky appeared to have postponed the decision. No, what does one have to do with the other one? Oh, they leaked it to the press. What? I fire you right now, write a little decree, publish that decree. They would find out anyway. What does it matter if it's now or tomorrow or the next day? When they say the media published that and that made Zelensky, oh no. What, do you think that things will change if the things are not yet settled? No, Zaluzhny told him, you don't fire me, weasel, smack. Let's play a little bit of a horror here. No, it was not that. So according to Rada MP Evgeny Shevchenko, Zaluzhny could nevertheless potentially vacate his position within the next few days. They will vacate it for him. That's after he reportedly agreed to become the country's ambassador to the UK. Shevchenko noted that such a position is essentially a political position with no weapons, and you're at the whim of this guy. If Zaluzhny really is in a conflict, that means life and death, conflict with Zelensky, and he moves away and has no contact with his military, and is not surrounded by his army, he dies young, like Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, and others. It is unclear who could potentially replace Ukraine's top military commander. Doesn't matter, as long as that guy is loyal 100% to the Americans and to Zelensky. But according to the Washington Post, Zaluzhny believes no change in leadership will result in any rapid improvements on the battlefield. Now, meanwhile, Russia's defense ministry has stated that its forces currently hold a strategic initiative. Okay, we don't care about that one in this one. Do we? No. So, I think this is what Zelensky is trying to do. Make sure he sugar or sweet talks and promises a lot of things for the third echelon. That means these guys' orders will not be followed by those guys in charge. And then it's going to say, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired now. And when those guys are going to say no, they're going to say insubordination. Hey guys, go and get him. And those guys are going to move on, arrest them, and they're going to be tried and for treason and insubordination, thrown in prison for 3,529 years without suspension. You'll see. You'll see. Unless Zaluzhny acts first, which is insurrection, armed insurrection and takeover, and he's going to be the military leader of Ukraine. A Ukrainian in charge of Ukrainian nation. Sounds good to me. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.